Welcome back. Today, we're tearing into a document that practically every home seller is going to encounter at some point, yet very few actually understand. In this explainer, we're doing a clear, plain English translation of the standard Florida Realtor's exclusive right of sale listing agreement. If you're gearing up to sell a property, or honestly, if you just want a better grip on the mechanics of real estate contracts, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to cut through all that dense legalese to get to the absolute core of what you're actually agreeing to. Take a look at this. This 5-page wall of text is the actual legal document we're deconstructing today. This standard form is the crucial first step in selling a home in Florida, and, versions of this exist in pretty much every state. Think of it as the binding rulebook between you, the seller, and the real estate brokerage representing you. It totally sets the stage for one of the biggest financial transactions of your life. To make this super digestible, we've sliced this contract up into 5 main pillars. We'll cover the anatomy of the agreement, authority and core obligations, marketing and the MLS, navigating broker compensation, and finally, resolving potential disputes. All right, let's dive into part 1, anatomy of the agreement, the foundation. Right out of the gate, paragraph 1 establishes the exclusive right to sell. So what does this actually mean for you? Basically, you are giving one specific broker the absolute sole authority to sell your property for a set period of time. And if a contract gets signed, that authority automatically extends right through to the actual closing date. But, and this is a really critical detail explicitly stated in the document, granting this exclusivity does not guarantee a sale. It's a commitment of representation, not a promise that a final transaction will definitely happen. Moving right along to part 2, authority and core obligations, the handshake. Think of this part as a two-way street. Sure, the broker is obligated to make a diligent, continued effort to sell your property. They have to cooperate with other brokers and make the property available for showings. But hey, as the seller, you've got major duties too. You have to hand over the keys, obviously, and make all legally required disclosures about any hidden defects. You also have to indemnify the broker. What that means in plain English is that you legally protect and hold the broker harmless from any lawsuits or losses that pop up because of your negligence or from any material facts about the property that you didn't disclose. Now for part 3, marketing and the MLS, the megaphone. This is where paragraph 6 gives your broker their megaphone. Unless you specifically tell them otherwise, your broker is authorized to market your property to the public using a massive array of tools. We're talking traditional methods like flyers and yard signs, but also the whole digital shebang. Public-facing websites, brokerage displays, email blasts, and those multi-brokerage listing sharing networks. They're even allowed to use your name in their advertising and slap a lockbox on your front door to make showings easier. Flipping over to page 2 of the source text, we hit the strict rules around the multiple listing service. The MLS is basically this giant central database that pushes your home out to essentially every real estate website on the internet. The agreement specifically notes that putting your property in the MLS is a huge benefit because it exposes it to a massive pool of potential buyers. But wait a second. Paragraph 6, Section B, does offer a seller opt-out to keep your property completely off the MLS. Now, sellers need to be highly aware of what they're giving up if they check that box. If you choose not to publicly market, the contract explicitly says there will be no for sale sign on your property, and your broker is strictly limited to pitching the house only to agents within their own specific office. So yeah, it severely limits your home's exposure. Okay, part 4, navigating broker compensation, the money. So how does the broker actually get paid? It's the multi-thousand-dollar question, right? And the contract is incredibly specific about how and when that money changes hands. Here is the absolute most crucial detail, and it shows up in both paragraph 8 and paragraph 10. Quote, brokerage commissions are not set by law and are fully negotiable. Let that sink in. This is entirely an agreement between you and the broker. There is no standard, legally mandated rate. You as the seller are completely in control of negotiating this number before you ever put pen to paper. But when exactly is that hard negotiated fee actually due? Paragraph 8 breaks down the triggers. And honestly, this might surprise some of you. First, the fee is earned the moment a ready, willing, and able buyer is procured based on the terms of your agreement. Second, if you, the seller, refuse to sign a full-price offer, or if you default on an executed contract, or even if you just agree with the buyer to cancel a contract, guess what? The broker's fee is still due. The contract literally states that closing the sale is not a prerequisite for the broker earning their fee. And third, if a buyer defaults and you get to keep their deposit, the broker is entitled to a negotiated percentage of those liquidated damages.
Then we have paragraph 10, which lays out exactly how buyer-broker compensation works. You've got distinct options here. As the seller, you can authorize your listing broker to offer a specific percentage or a flat dollar amount to the buyer's broker paid out of the total commission. Or you can authorize paying them directly. Alternatively, you can just select option C, which flat out states that no compensation will be offered to the buyer's broker at all. It is entirely in your hands.
Finally, part 5, resolving potential disputes, the safety net. Because sometimes things go sideways. If a severe disagreement arises, paragraph 13 lays out a very specific legal escalation path. You cannot just run straight to court. Step 1 requires both parties to sit down and attempt to settle the matter through mediation, usually under the rules of the American Arbitration Association. Only if that mediation completely fails do you move to step 2, which is resolving the dispute through either litigation in court or, if you both initialed a specific clause earlier, binding neutral arbitration. But what if you just want to walk away before the contract expires? Well, paragraph 12 covers conditional termination. If your broker actually agrees to let you out early, there are strict requirements. You're going to have to sign a withdrawal agreement, reimburse the broker for all the direct expenses they incurred marketing your place, and pay a pre-negotiated cancellation fee plus sales tax. Oh, and if you turn around and sell the property to someone else during the original term of that agreement, you might still owe the broker their full commission.
And that is the whole shebang. You now understand the absolute core of the listing agreement, from the exclusive authority you're granting to the massive marketing power you're unleashing, right down to the nitty-gritty mechanics of broker compensation. So now that you've deconstructed this legalese and can read it like an absolute pro, which terms are you going to fiercely negotiate before you hand over the keys to your property? Keep learning, stay focused, and absolutely use this knowledge to your advantage.